Je regrette. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. Oui. Good night, everyone. It is great to be here. It is also great to be back. Sorry about my PowerPoint for some reason. It is playing the fool right now. So, yes. Bonsoir tout le monde. Tonight, we will be focusing on two verbs, savoir and connaître. Both of these verbs mean to know. We will be looking at when both are used, and we will also look at how to conjugate these verbs in the present tense. Are we ready? I hope so. Let us get to it. So, first and foremost, we are going to look at savoir. So, when to use savoir? Do you know when to use savoir? If not, we'll see when to use it. So, first and foremost, at times, when using savoir, a noun comes after it. Not before, after. However, the noun which follows it would not be a person nor a place. In addition to that, when using savoir, we're saying that we know a fact. We know something that is true. So not anything that we're guessing or we think may be something. No. So we're saying that we know a fact. We know something that is without a doubt true. So here I have some examples. We know a date. So we would use savoir if we're saying we know a date. I know that today is the 24th of January. You would use savoir. We know a date. We know a fax number. I know her fax number. I know the company's fax number. We would use savoir to say that we know the fax number. Then we have an Instagram account name. I know her account name is so and so and so and so. And we will use savoir. And age. When you definitely know the person's age, you would use savoir. And a middle name, which is a fact, which is without a doubt true, we would use savoir. So here I have an example. Il sait seulement mon prénom. I'll say that a bit slowly. Il sait seulement mon prénom. Il sait seulement mon prénom. Excuse me. He only knows my first name. So he sait, knows, seulement, only, mon prénom, my first name. That is without a doubt a fact. So we use savoir. He only knows my first name. He knows a fact about me, my first name. What's next? We use savoir when saying that we know how to do something. So say that you want to say, I know how to swim. You would use savoir. I know how to tie a tie. You would once again use savoir. I know how to write my name. You would use savoir. So I have the sentence structure here. And the sentence structure goes subject or subject pronoun, followed by the conjugation of savoir, followed by the verb in the infinitive, i.e. the thing that you know how to do, followed by the predicate, i.e. the rest of the sentence. So I know that can be a little confusing. I know. So I have an example here. Hopefully that will help you understand a bit better what I mean. So here it is. Je sais jouer au tennis. Je sais jouer au tennis. Je sais jouer au tennis. And here I have it color coded. So, subject pronoun in red, je, red, which je is the subject / subject pronoun. Ça, SAIS is the conjugation of savoir, which we see is in green. Jouer, verb in the infinitive. I have jouer here in blue, verb in the infinitive in blue. And then the predicate in yellow, the rest of the sentence. Je sais jouer au tennis. I know how to play tennis. And we see that savoir, when conjugated, and when we're saying we know how to play something, the savoir is conjugated and the jouer, to play, stays in the infinitive. Next, we have savoir is also used when speaking about something that you memorized, studied, and learned. So we learn and we study various different things. The alphabet, our vowels, we learn our consonants, we learn a prayer, we learn prayers, we learn different things in this life. We study and memorize, I should say. Learn is a good word, but we memorize and study different things as well. So yes, we memorize, the thought just came to me, we memorize the times table or the timetables. Yes, we memorize the timetable, see? So we would use savoir. Why? Because we're speaking about something that we memorized, studied, and learned. So I have an example here. Vous savez l'alphabet français. Vous savez l'alphabet français. L'alphabet français. Said it in a different tone. You know the French alphabet. I'm going to go over that again. Vous savez l'alphabet français. You know the French alphabet. See, the French alphabet, something that he memorized, or she memorized. I don't know who's you. But here, she memorized. So we use savoir. Next, we have savoir can stand alone. It can stand by itself. An object does not need to come after savoir. So, elle sait. She knows. We don't need to add she knows the boy. She knows that I'm not coming home late. Elle sait. C'est tout. That's all. Next, sometimes a sentence may include an independent clause and a dependent clause. And in this case, conjunctions like pourquoi, which means why, and quand, which means when, bring a dependent clause into a sentence. So in this type of sentence, with an independent clause and a dependent clause, we would use savoir in the independent clause, which is found at the start or the opening. So here I have an example. Nous, animals, nous ne savons pas pourquoi la voiture ne fonctionne pas. Nous ne savons pas pourquoi la voiture ne fonctionne pas. We don't know why the car is not working. Nous ne savons pas pourquoi la voiture ne fonctionne pas. So here we have the clause, which I put in green. We have the conjunction, pourquoi, in yellow. And then the dependent clause, bolded, underlined, and in purple. All right, conjugation of savoir. Sorry about that. I don't know why this keeps doing this. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. Ah bon. Conjugation of savoir. Mais mademoiselle, how is savoir conjugated? So I have the list here. We have the subject pronouns on the left, the conjugations on the right. So when you say je sais. S-A-I-S, je sais. Je sais. I know. Je sais. I know. I know my eyes are brown. Je sais. Tu sais. Tu sais. It's the same like je, S-A-I-S. Je sais, tu sais. Il, elle, on sait. He, il sait, he knows. Elle sait, she knows. On sait, one knows. One knows not to go into the park at night. On sait. Nous savons. Nous savons. Nous savons. We know. We know not to talk to strangers. Nous savons. Vous savez. Vous savez. Vous savez. Vous savez. Vous savez. And last but certainly not least, ils savent. Ils savent. Elles savent. They know. Ils savent. Elles savent. They know. Oh, look at this beautiful view. Okay. Un moment. Oui, d'accord. Donc, when do we use connaître instead of savoir? You might tell yourself, well, all right, but how is this really going to play out though? What is really the difference? Okay, so now we know when to use savoir. Now we have to know when to use connaître. So, we use connaître when saying that we know somewhere. We would be referring to a place, or we could be referring to a place. We could be referring to a place such as a street, a building, a beach, a town, a country, etc. The bottom line is it is a place. So here I have two examples. Nous connaissons la rue qui s'appelle Broad Street. Nous connaissons la rue qui s'appelle Broad Street. We know the street which is called Broad Street. We know the street which is called Broad Street. Then we have il connaît l'Espagne. Il connaît l'Espagne. He knows Spain. Who knows Spain? Do any of you know Spain? I know Spain though. Spain is in Europe. So now we have another situation when we will use connaître. So we also use connaître when saying that we know of something we have read, heard, or viewed. I'll say that again. When we're speaking about something that we have heard, read, or viewed. And in this And in this situation, we could be referring to a song. We could be referring to a piece of art. Do you know the Mona Lisa? We would use connaître. We could be referring to a poem. Yes, I heard the poem written by so-and-so. Yes. A movie. Yes, I went and watched that new Spider-Man movie. It was amazing. Or so, yes. And etc. So just remember, it is something that we have heard, read, or have. It's something we are familiar with because we have read, heard, or viewed it. So here I have two examples. Connaissez-vous la chanson qu'on sait? Connaissez-vous la chanson qu'on sait? Do you know the song qu'on sait? If you don't, I recommend that you do. Go and check it out. Connaissez-vous la chanson qu'on sait? Je connais le film Shrek. Je connais le film Shrek. Do you know the film Shrek? I would hope so. Je connais le film Shrek. You're familiar with it because you have viewed it. Or maybe you've heard about it or read it. Who knows? So here we have connaître continued. We also use connaître when saying that we know someone. So earlier when I was talking about savoir, I said that if savoir is followed by a noun, It is not followed by a place nor a person. And we see why. If you're saying you know a place or a person, you use connaître. You do not use savoir. Nope. You use connaître if you're saying that you know a person or a place. So yes, we use connaître when saying that we know someone. And I have 2 examples. Je connais la directrice, Madame Paul. I know the principal, Mrs. Paul. Why did we use connaître? Because we know a person. It's not like we know a thing. We know a person. We don't know a fact. Well, yes, her being the principal is a fact, but that's not the situation. We know a person. Yes, I know that lady. Even so. Exactly. That's the next example. Connaissent-ils cette femme? Connaissent-ils cette femme? Do they know this or that woman? Connaissent-ils cette femme? And you would hear me say connaissent-ils. You can hear the T. That's because the T and the I together. There's a liaison between the two. So connaissent-ils cette femme? Not femme. Femme. Do they know this woman? Oui, ils connaissent cette femme. Yes, they know this woman. Or know that woman, depending on how the situation is. So next we have a chart with the conjugation of connaître. Let's see how the verb connaître is conjugated. Je connais. AIS, remember that. Je connais. Tu connais. Il connaît. Elle connaît. On connaît. We know her. One knows her. One knows the principal. One knows the prime minister. One knows the queen. Connaît. And why did I use the queen as an example? That is a person. And remember that connaître is used to say that you know someone. So, il, elle, on connaît. Nous connaissons. Nous connaissons. We know the queen. I'll keep with the queen for now. Nous connaissons the queen. Vous connaissez. Vous connaissez. You know. You all know the principle. Vous connaissez. Ils connaissent. Elles connaissent. Je regrette. Connaissent. Ils connaissent. Elles connaissent. They know. They know her parents. Ils, elles connaissent. Wait. All right. Maintenant, we have de la pratique. We have some practice. Oh dear, the answers are already here. Anyway, connaissez-vous cet homme? Do you all know this man? Why did we use connaissez? Because this is a person. So, connaissez-vous cet homme? And there's a liaison between the T and the H. Connaissez-vous cet homme? Do you all or do you know this man? Je blank sa date de naissance. Je blank sa date de naissance. I know her birth date. Do we use savoir or connaître? I may have the answer there, but that's not what we're going to look at. You have to think it for yourself. Am I going to use savoir or connaître? And after deciding which one you're going to use, think about it. Why are you using it? That will help you to know if you truly understand. Can you say why we would use savoir or connaître? I use savoir. Je sais, je regrette. Je sais sa date de naissance. Je sais, I know. Why did I use savoir? Because savoir is used to say you know a fact, A day of birth is a fact. So, I use savoir. Vous blank le Nil. Vous blank le Nil. You know the Nile. And for those who don't know, the Nile is a river in Africa. Vous connaissez or vous savez le Nil. Which one? Which one are we choosing? Is it savez? Is it connaissez? Remember, when you're choosing your answer, remember why you're choosing your answer. That helps you to know. So, vous connaissez le Nil. I used connaissez because le Nil is a place. Vous blank nager. They know how to swim. Il blank nager. They know how to swim. Why did Mademoiselle Michaela put savent here? She sure about that. It should be connaisse. She sure about this. Yes, I'm sure. Ils savent nager. Nager. And why is it savent? It's savent because of one, il, ILS. ILS would be followed by savent. And it's also because I know how to do something. If you guys remember, previously, I said that we use savoir when we're saying that we know how to do something. We wouldn't say, je sais comment nager, because we know comment means how. No, we would simply say, je sais nager. I know how to swim. Nous blank le livre Jules César. We know the book Julius Caesar. Ma'am, you sure about this connaissance? I was certain it was savant, you know. You sure it is savant? Je regrette. You sure it's connaissant? Yes, oui. It is connaissant. Why, ma'am? So explain to us how you made it connaissant. How is it connaissant? Because remember, I said we use connaître when we're speaking about something we're familiar with, which we became familiar with by either reading it, hearing about it, or viewing it. And Julius Caesar is a book that we have read. We're familiar with it, or we should be familiar. Well, we would be familiar with it if need be. So, nous connaissons le livre Jules César. Connais-tu ma mère? Do you know my mother? Connais-tu ma mère? But ma'am, why connais? Remember, ma mère is a person, and we use connaître to say that we know someone. Je regrette. Les filles savent où se trouve l'école. Les filles savent où se trouve l'école. The girls know where the school is located. What do they know? The location of the school, i.e., where it's located. Is that a fact? Yes, it is. So, as we remember, we use savoir to say that we know something which is a fact, which is true. And last but not least, Marianne, Zili et moi blank les commandements. Marianne, je regrette. Marianne, Zili et moi blank les commandements. Marianne, Zili, and I know the commandments. Marianne, Zili et moi savons les commandements. So, madame, why is this not connaissant? Why do you have savant? Why I have savant? Because we learned the commandments, did we not? I assume if you didn't learn them, you would say connaissant, because you would only be familiar with it. You didn't actually know it. You didn't actually memorize it, but we memorized them. So, Marianne, Zili et moi savons les commandements. We know the commandments. We memorize them, and thus we use savoir. Merci pour votre attention. Merci. Thank you very, very much for your attention. I do hope that you understood what I presented. I really do hope that it helps you to understand a bit better the difference between savoir and connaître and when to use them. And that is the end of my slideshow. Have a great day or night or evening depending on when you watch this video.